Before I go any further, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell for this channel so you can get new videos depending on the schedule. If you guys have been catching up on my Instagram, you know I have made good progress. Well, sort of. Days after the first video was published, I got the grass mats back in place, and then I took a photo of the full layout on DeviantArt, but not on YouTube. Well, as you can see, this is what the full possible layout would look like. You will see the before and after segment at the end of the video. Starting with the foam boards. I have bought them mostly at my local hobby store. While the smaller foam boards have been cut very easily, the same cannot be said about the, well, large ones. It is a very difficult process because I used a guitar string to saw it in half. So then I finally got a chance to paint the foam boards, but before that I had to lay out the foam boards, putting them in place where I wanted them to be. Well, not perfect. There is one unused foam board that I clearly forgot to add, but one of these days I might add that. My intended layout is to make a layout like a countryside or woodland area. Some of the trees are from my grandparents and others from the train show of this year, while most trees are from craft stores for those who wanted me to buy some woodland scenic products, specifically trees, bushes, and other items. I would love to buy them, but I can't because, as you can tell, they are expensive. One of the sections my mom painted on the mountainside has to be a waterfall, hence why I had to add not only the rocks I buy from my local hobby store, but also cut the corner of the boards just to make a lake. Also, the colors of the lake section is, I believe, dark blue is supposed to represent the water, and beige is, I think, is supposed to represent the sand. And just for fun, I added in a fairy garden and a dragon and of course Bigfoot. And with that, I am done. At least that's what I would say, if not for the tunnel and the lighthouse section not being done yet. I decided to take a break by making train scenes that you likely saw on Instagram. The actual lighthouse model is not really HO scale, but I was like, I wanted to add the lighthouse section because I will discuss it right now. Last year, my parents and my sisters all went on a road trip, and one of these adventures was in Michigan. This is where the Inspiration Lighthouse section came from. Though there is no trail for the lighthouse, it would be an interesting thing to add that. Now we get to the moss on a limestone in the tunnel section, plus a boulder. Every year, except for 2022, 2023, and 2024, we went to go to a state park called Turkey Run. Sometimes we spent a day at the place, and other times we camped there. We would often see massive limestones with moss on them, kind of like the ones you see in Jurassic Park and Lion King. We often get through these many obstacles. While it can be fun, I don't even know what to describe it. The two nearly thin small boards gave me the opportunity to recreate the limestone on Turkey Run in model railways. I originally planned on adding in the bushes on the tunnel, and I was like, if the train would likely derail or any other problem, then I'm gonna need to add something that would help me get in there. When I was creating the blocks that was supposed to represent the between tunnel arches and adding in the bushes and vines, I have been thinking of using the white block for something, and I feel I have to sand it and later on paint the block that was supposed to represent a limestone, or in this case, a boulder. Then I added in the trail colors, despite being a different color that you saw previously on Instagram. And then I added a green paint and the limestone, and then added in some more trees, and I guess that's it. Overall, while it is a lot of fun, the tunnel section is described in one word: tedious. There happens to be many stages of development when I'm making a tunnel. The first one is, well, near the bridge or next to bridge or whatever. Then I originally planned on adding in only one standalone tunnel, and then there's another problem. When I'm testing one of the trains, specifically the New York Central Alco FA unit, had accidentally crashed on a moss, and this would explain why I had to revive the two tunnels. So yeah, This would explain the reason why I canceled the 1-tunnel project in favor of a 2-tunnel project. And despite the fact that I have a few remaining foam boards and the cherry blossom trees, because I would think about it, because I have one more foam board eye catcher to do. However, this would be another story. Oh, and one more thing. Months ago, I added the test track. While not perfect, it does show that I want to test the trains first, then run them on the layout. So, here's the first clip of the test track in action.